views and opinions expressed on Geeks Under the Influence are that of the panelists and not of our sponsors, Amazon.com and TeePublic. Parental discretion is advised.
Those finales that they just don't know what the fuck to do with characters, or they're keeping characters or getting rid of characters, they don't know what they're doing, is different than the, like, throw everything at the wall at adaptations where they're like, fuck it, we gotta make a Battleship movie based on the board game. I guess we'll just do stuff. And then none of it makes sense, and they're like, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
Yeah, and who is on the writing table thinking this stuff? It's like, fuck, we need ideas. Oh, okay, let's make a movie out of Clue.
But no, that is one of the few circumstances that, like, a weird choice. They're like, the board game Clue. And some producer's like, I'm listening. We already have merchandising ready to roll. Okay, what do you got? And they're like, let's get the funniest people that have ever existed on the earth to be in this movie. Okay. And then they just do stuff. And he's like, cool. Greenlit. Go.
And give it 4 possible endings, so there's no actual right answer.
Yeah.
Clue is one of the few examples of it actually working out really well.
The cast had a lot to do with that, too.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
That one at least had some substance. If you're comparing it to something like Battleship, might as well make a Connect 4 movie.
Oh, if you haven't seen Battleship, there is 100%. There are 2 things that drive me fucking insane.
Only 2?
Well, 2 specific things. There's plenty more. But, first off, the dude that's like the fuck up whose older brother is in the Navy. He's like, you got to get your life together. Join the Navy with me. And he's like, okay. And then 2 years later, he's helming his own battleship. Okay. I don't care how little you know about the military. I think anyone with any common sense can guess that it takes more than 2 years to run a battleship, to be captain your own fucking battleship.
And this is what Skarsgård chose to do after True Blood. Was Battleship.
Liam Neeson was in that movie. Rihanna was in that movie.
Liam Neeson was also in both those Titan movies, which were utter shit with Sam Worthington. So he has done some really poor choices.
He's one of those few ones where he can make absolutely dog shit choices, but I don't like him any less.
Yeah,
that's true. I'll still watch him. Yeah.
But we are talking on this episode about strange adaptations. Adaptations that don't come from books or from video games or any other kind of content. We're talking about stuff that comes from board games or songs or just the weirdest places. Disney rides, commercials, movies that are developed that are purely to sell product or to push some kind of like marketing thing. Mm-hmm. And that's mostly not a good idea. So we're going to celebrate the ones that actually worked, and we're also going to be talking.
We're definitely going to trash talk one that
didn't. Trash talk some of the ones that did not work so well on this episode of Geeks Under the Influence. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Yeah.
Just me that time.
That was just... When's the last time I weed?
You never weed. All right, so before we continue on, let's get into the cast of characters we have here for this episode. First off, a regular on GUI, ready to bring the fire on this episode. You got Chris Porter here.
A Little Flame. Good
Little Flame?
Good to be back.
Little Flame.
That's now your new nickname is Little Flame.
No.
Little Flame.
Next up, of course, designer, nerd extraordinaire, the red patch herself, Lorna, is here.
That's me.
Yay!
I'm going to kill you for that name, though.
Yeah, I know. A long-standing name from way back in the day.
That was still living room days. Living room days. Yep.
My partner in crime here on the show and the network, the gentleman that brings the rage that is necessary, especially for this episode, where we're talking about some of the most abysmal adaptations that could ever exist. We've got Mr. Lowdown Brown MacGyver.
What's going on, everyone? He makes me sound angrier than I am. Not really.
No, I think you're quicker to shut down some bullshit than I am, which I appreciate. I do appreciate. Some of these don't need any insight.
No, they don't. They don't need to exist. Period. Yeah.
They didn't have any insight when they were being written. Why should they have insight?
But you're saying outside before starting, it's righteous rage.
I did not say that. Your girlfriend said that.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Miss Bogard said righteous rage on the last GUI nights, and I am taking that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fair enough.
I need to make that a shirt somehow.
I think I know a guy.
Yeah.
I think I know a guy.
I feel like that's that'd be a good shirt, Righteous Rage. Yeah.
Just your face and Righteous Rage over top of it would be pretty fucking rad. That's okay. That might have to happen.
Because we have Shut the Fuck Up Hobbit. We have me as Righteous Rage.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty fucking rad.
Good.
You guys are hearing us spin gold, people. Yeah, spin gold, people. And the man who is now the vitamin D deficient Fidel Castro.
Yes, I am.
In his fucking tracksuit and George R. R. Martin hat. We have Mike the Hobbit Bickett.
There's a whole lot of things happening right now, and I'm okay with it.
I feel like you're just confused at this current moment.
Hey,
just at this current moment.
Tracksuits are comfortable, and this hat fits me because I got the XXL size. GUIPodcast.com for more of this garbage, as well as all the other garbage on all the other shows.
You love it. All of you. You all love it. Don't lie.
Definitely check us out. Links to all our social media and the other shows. Rate, review, subscribe, all that cool shit. And on to the races with this very loose, themed episode here. The one I want to start off with is actually something that was clearly a licensing thing that they were trying to really push their product really hard, and it kind of worked. I really liked the first one. All the 82 other ones that came after were garbage, which is Pirates of the Caribbean. Curse of the Black Pearl, the first movie that came out, I enjoyed.
Dead Man's Chest wasn't bad.
It wasn't great, though.
They brought in Bill Nighy. Come on, man.
I mean, I do love a Bill Nighy.
I do, man. And him with like tentacles and shit. That was awesome.
Yeah, but I love pirate stuff.
Where the fuck was Bill Nye in it? What?
He was Davy Jones.
That's not Bill Nye.
Nighy.
What?
The British actor.
I thought that... Oh. I was sitting here like, where the fuck was the science guy? And I don't remember that
No, not
happening.
Bill Nye. Bill Nye.
Was I pronouncing his name wrong? It's Nighy, right?
Nighy. No, she was thinking about the science guy.
No, I know, but I was like, no, Bill Nighy, the British actor.
No, but I want to see that version now where there's like... There's
Bill Nye the science guy.
A tentacled Bill Nighy.
I was so confused.
That is like coming up with weird science to like create like hyper gunpowder or something. Like... super futuristic weapons for the Black Pearl would be great.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be fucking rad.
I do think it's crazy going back and watch it. The very first one, Keira Knightley's only freshly 19 in that.
Yes.
Like
19.
Freshly 19.
Orlando Bloom's only like 19, 20 in that too, isn't he?
Maybe. Like.
I mean, they're all like, the only old person is like Johnny Depp. I feel like he's the main cast of the Curse of Black Pearl.
Which the best part about that is he used a member of the Rolling Stones as his
Keith Richards.
Yep.
But it worked. It fucking
really
worked,
yeah.
dude.
It absolutely did.
Right?
I mean, if you're going to point to a pirate in music, he
actually wore the bandana like a pirate in the early days.
What I did really like is like after, I don't know if that was the first movie or after a couple of movies had come out, he actually went to Walt Disney World and stood in the ride in his full getup and did his whole thing, like actually acting like Jack Sparrow. And the little boats of people where he was saying in an interview, he was like, yeah, all of them had their cell phones up and they kept saying, oh, it's so realistic.
And added on that, the fact they actually brought Keith Richards in for the third film as his father. That was cool.
That was great.
But all my memories of this movie is all from rewatches, because the first time I watched it, like it came out right before my birthday. It was like the late summer blockbuster when it came out. Someone wanted to take me to see it, and then they gave me an eighth of shrooms.
Oh wow!
So that was my first exposure to that. Cool. I was fucking tripping balls. I was tripping balls. So yeah. Like I remember the scene when all the skeletons are walking on the bottom of the ocean. It was just like I had a blast. It was awesome.
So it wasn't Curse of the Black Pearl. It was Curse of the blue-hued fungus. I think was what you were dealing with.
It was good times though. Good times.
But there were so many great moments in that first movie. They're really like the simple stuff, just with his boat sinking, and then he just steps off at the perfect moment onto the pier. Like there was so much good timing.
Yeah. And you really hate the British general guy. Like they really make you hate the villains. Like you think, what's his face? Oh fuck, Geoffrey Rush is like the bad guy, but really it's regal British guy.
Well, I think part of the reason why that adaptation works is that there are points to hit. There's little bullet points. From the ride that you're looking for. But none of the points in the ride suggest a story. So there's so much room to move there to create your own story that they were like, okay, cool. A PG-13 pirate romp movie where you have a pirate chase a woman and then also have a woman chase a pirate. And then you have like all the little things from the ride that are peppered in. It doesn't have to follow the strict structure in order for it to fit. So they just had to do just a fun adventure pirate movie.
Yeah.
And
They
that's
succeeded.
why it worked. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was great.
They honestly could have done any pirate movie they wanted and just had one scene where they're going through like a pirate town and having all the little bits, like the one drunk guy balancing on 3 stacked wine barrels. Like, and just have the one with the people chasing each other. They just had to have the one scene of going through the town and be like, yep, that was the ride. That was Disney ride.
They checked off a lot of the list when they went to Tortuga, and they're like, okay, there's the guy, there's the thing, and they just went, oh, here's all the drunk pirates. Cool. We got like half our list. Half our list is signed off now. Great.
That was easy enough to put a story around just pirate adventure, and the movie itself works by itself without the ride behind it.
Exactly.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like something like Country Bears could not exist as a movie without the ride.
That's true.
Country Bears is a
Country
fucking
Bears.
fever dream.
Yes, that movie.
That's something
God.
that they need to do on Beautiful Disasters, because like, holy shit, that movie is horrifying.
And equally as horrifying that they needed, that hopefully BD covers, is fucking Garbage Pail Kids. That fucking movie is so unsettling. Jesus Christ. Right? You hear the grunt people? That's exactly what that movie does to you.
That
It's
entire
like,
movie was just nightmare fuel.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Do we need that? Do we really need? Who was like, you know what? The Cards. Let's make that a fucking movie. No.
Look, I think I've watched that movie twice in my entire life.
That's one too many.
That's one. Yeah,
That's
no,
one-
that's
yeah.
too many, honestly. But the second time was that I went on a date with a girl that she had gotten it from a friend, and she was like, "We should watch this," and I was like, "We really shouldn't."
Like, I'm not getting laid because you're gonna dry up like a fucking
Yeah,
prune.
right. Yeah, the only one worse than that is me on a first date being like, "We should watch Cannibal Holocaust."
No.
Or
Bad
like
call.
Kids. That's a good one for
right.
Oh God.
Oh, did I just bring everything down?
Casper, the dopest ghost.
sorry.
What are you doing?
That was the worst first date of my life, was
I
seeing
know.
Kids.
Yeah. But yeah, Garbage Pail Kids, if you have not had the opportunity to see it, don't. And
Or
and
do, just don't be mad at us.
If you choose to, make sure you have a contingency of several friends and lots of inebriates, whether it be booze or otherwise,
In fact, I'd say-
available to you.
I'd say 50% of the items on this list we're about to go through.
Pretty close
If
to.
you're given the option, just pass
And
it.
the one I actually want to counter with Curse of the Black Pearl, or all the Pirates movies, is also a Disney ride, and how you could do so well with Curse of Black Pearl, and then the first
I know where
movie
you're
out the
going.
gate,
Yeah.
fucking Jungle Cruise.
Yeah. Oh no.
Wait,
That is
I
right.
like
I was thinking about another
I
one.
like Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise unnecessarily added some like weird elements to it that was super fucking unnecessary.
It was a rock, and honestly, like we said about, like Chris said about Curse of Black Pearl, it stands alone by itself. This movie is a fucking rock payday, and Disney knew they didn't make money, and that is all.
They didn't.
That
That's
is
what
all
it's
that movie was.
Love story between like an ancient,
Emily Blunt and The Rock.
ancient immortal, like forest thief that like falls in love with Emily Blunt, who's a like precocious beyond her era. Woman that's like, I'm in charge. I don't understand why men keep telling me to be quiet. It's because it is 1842.
Yes,
That
that is
is why-
exactly
like-
why.
Like, that is why, like, understand, I don't agree with it, but like, they haven't discovered cars yet. Like it is it's old timey as fuck. Like, yeah, women are getting murdered for speaking up.
Yeah.
Like, this is
Yeah.
not your time, Emily
Yeah.
Blunt.
It's like the writers were like, man, we need to come up with ideas. Okay, Jungle Cruise is a ride. Rock was just in Jumanji. Fuck yeah, there we go. We got it. I seriously feel like they fucking wrote the script with that big, beautiful, bald bastard in mind.
One of my things, though, one of the soft spots I had for Jungle Cruise is it's one of the new properties that they're doing where they're starting to put in more LGBTQ stuff.
Agreed. Yeah.
And so, like, I loved it in Beauty and the Beast. They had, like, 2-3 different gay characters in the brand new live version.
Main one being Gaston's little
LeFou.
LeFou. Yeah.
LeFou.
That was the main one.
Yep. And that's people upset up. But they're starting to come out with more and more of them. And so Emily Blunt's older brother, younger brother, James Whitehall. What's his name?
And
Whitehall, the British
there was
comedian.
blowback on that. Like, Oh, I'm sorry, you mad about this character on the ride? Oh, wait, it wasn't on the ride. What are you mad about?
Exactly.
Like, what are you fucking mad about?
People like to get angry. It's not
like,
righteous rage. See, that's not righteous rage. See?
The only argument that anybody can ever have about that is when you change a character in order to incorporate, like, representation.
Oh, that's sloppy seconds.
Even then, there are times where that's completely that's completely fine. New characters or characters that are being expanded upon where their sexuality was never talked about. Who fucking cares?
Yeah, but
who fucking cares?
To go ahead and throw out a rock movie because you know it's going to make money. Of course, it's gonna, especially with Emily Blunt in it. Of course, after she was coming right off of Mary Poppins.
Yeah,
of course she was going to make money.
And that was a solid fucking home run for them with Mary Poppins. So
fantastic.
Yeah,
but to take that opportunity, so yeah, I mean it's an easy one to turn a ride into a movie, but I do like that they're starting to slip in important stuff now.
Let's just get some of the Disney shit out of the way. I thought you were going with Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, I know
that fucking movie is a goddamn tire fire.
Oh,
that movie is.
When Eddie Murphy was doing all the kid-friendly stuff.
Yeah, like Daddy Daycare and Dr. Dolittle and Nutty Professor and all that shit.
Yeah, just going through all the old fucking Disney properties and just like running through them like nonsense.
He was doing like 5 a year or something ridiculous. He was knocking those out.
Yeah.
I like that there was some producer in Disney that was like, okay, what did we get Jerry Lewis to do for us? Okay, Eddie Murphy. Just like sign him up.
Shit, you're right.
For all the fucking
the only thing they didn't cross over was Robin Williams got Flubber. That was like it, but everything else, like, yeah.
Yeah, guess what held up? Flubber. Yeah.
Oh man, that movie. Oh, just fuck that movie, dude.
Yeah, Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion is like hands down like my favorite thing of Disney as far as like thematically, not rides. I mean, Matterhorn and Space Mountain are fucking rad as shit. But as far as like a thematic experience at Disney, Haunted Mansion is so fucking cool. And some of the ways that they incorporated the spookiness are old parlor tricks that were used like in carnivals and shit that still work to this day. And so there's a timelessness to it that is so appropriate that like it works even better now than it did back then because there's a timiness to it.
Did they capture any of that in the movie?
No.
No, they tried to do some of it. They tried to do like the glass ball. What do they call that? The glass ball. The
magic ball, I think.
Crystal ball?
Crystal ball,
yeah.
Thank you.
There it is.
That's a magic ball. That's the shake it and no try again. That's totally different. You're messing up your balls.
I do often, actually.
Yeah. But I will say, like, so I've only been at Disney World once. I think I was like 7 years old, 6 years old. We were there for 4 or 5 days. The only ride to this day that I remember is the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
It's the only one that made an actual impact.
And for listeners who don't really have an idea of outside of the movie, if that's all you've seen, the Disney had a Halloween special that came out when we were all kids. It started off as a Disney Halloween, then it moved to a Disney's Halloween Treat where they added some villain stuff onto it. But the intro is all scenes from the ride. Like if you watch the intro song, you've got the dancing skeletons, and in between that, you've got shots of the ride back from the 80s.
Yep.
With all the parlor tricks and stuff. So it's really cool. If you want to check that out, go to YouTube, check that out, and you'll see just how in depth they went with that fucking ride.
Ooh, and that song still bops.
Oh, dude, fuck yeah, it does.
One Guillermo del Toro is obsessed with the Haunted Mansion to the point where he was in talks for a long time with Disney about doing a modern take on the Haunted Mansion.
Oh, please. Can we erase this abomination from our mouth, please?
And his, I don't know the specifics of his take, but the Hatbox Ghost, which is like one of the infamous ghosts from the mansion, he wanted to build the story around the Hatbox Ghost because he was like obsessed with the Hatbox Ghost growing up. So
man.
He had this whole idea on how to do it. And I think Disney was like, all right, you're getting too weird for us, man.
Hold on.
Like, we're on board.
Do you want to make money, Disney? And if you're going to do ghosts and monsters, I mean...
But the simple fact that I have to log in with a fucking code into Disney Plus right now, because they added added all the Netflix Marvel shows onto Disney.
And Moon Knight.
That, like at the end of the day, at
the
end of the day, money is king. So hopefully at some point Disney's gonna be like a rated R Haunted Mansion movie. It'd make how much? Yeah, okay.
We need. It's been about almost 20 years, right? We need a refresh of that film. Because it could be good, and please let Del Toro do it. Have you seen what he's done? I mean, he doesn't have to be even rated R. He does great with PG-13 stuff.
Yeah, he can do PG-13, no problem.
Yeah, exactly. The Scary Story Still in Dark was fucking horrifying, and it's PG-13.
Yep.
There you go.
But the one that I was actually really disappointed in because I had so much hope for, and it ended up being a giant fucking flat turd, was Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland, there was so much potential.
I didn't make it through the movie.
Yeah, it was bad. It was just bad.
Make it through the movie.
What they were trying to express in that movie was, I get what they were trying to say, but it just came off bad. The story was bad. The special effects were cool-ish, I guess, but
they're not going from one ride also on that. It's like on all the other ones we've talked about, they're doing one ride into it. Tomorrowland, that's an entire section of the park.
Yeah.
So they're trying to loop in a bajillion different rides into one cohesive story. Like, or one concept. I'm like, it's not.
It's not how that works. Yes.
And I feel like a lot of that was lost in the translation a little bit as well, is that you didn't see the references like you did in some of the other Disney ride property adaptations. But also, like, they swung really hard and they didn't have enough. Like, you have an entire land to develop your story on, and there wasn't anything there to this plot. Like, it was boring. It was stupid.
Yeah.
It was very one note. And
it puts you to sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's zero depth, 2D all day. Like, you didn't give a fuck about any of the character. Like, it was bad. Who greenlit, like, they read the script and were like, cool.
And it wasn't the actors, the great actors that were
yeah, exactly.
They got Clooney.
Yes.
They got fucking Clooney.
Yes, they did.
You got Mr. fucking Perfect Jaw McGee is in this movie, and
he is a gorgeous man.
He's a gorgeous
man. Can't lie.
I want him and John Hamm to get in a wrestling match.
No, then they might mess their faces up.
No, like I don't have a reason for why I want that to happen beyond my own.
You just want to see those two beautiful dudes wrestle. I think that's really what it is.
I just want their chins to press, and then that would solve climate change. Like that would like just make like their clefts would get caught together, like when dogs fuck and they get stuck.
Yeah,
it's just their cleft chins would just like touch, and they wouldn't be able to separate.
Yeah,
and then the ice caps would just like regrow, and
he was such a baby at this movie when this movie came out. Like, the whole reason he got Batman was because of that fucking jaw. Right. Think about it. Think about it. That's like the main reason why he got that fucking role. Oh man, nipples.
They were like, Val Kilmer, cool, but if we could get a meatier chin.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, good chin. Don't get me wrong, great chin, good chiseled jawline. We need a butt at the end of that chin.
I wonder if Bruce Campbell ever auditioned, because that chin, woo, it's almost too.
That's like Bruce Campbell as Batman.
No, not at all.
I don't want to see that as an old, overweight, retired Batman. That would be good.
This is my justice stick.
Beating people with it.
The Bubba Hotep of Batman.
Yes.
Batty Hotep.
Batty Hotep.
Batty Hotep. I would pay to see that movie.
I would see that
movie. I would watch that, yes. I would watch that, yes. In a retirement home, it comes out, I got fucking Joker.
Are we all at another Disney ride? I like Dinosaur. Did you guys ever watch that one?
Yes, I did once.
Awesome movie. That was like when the 3D animation stuff was like still brand new.
Yeah.
That movie still holds up.
The thing is, I don't see it. I haven't seen it streaming anywhere to even rewatch that film. But then I also haven't looked for it. But I do remember watching that movie.
I remember that was a big thing in like early to mid 90s. I think is when that came out.
Yeah,
and that was definitely Disney flexing their money muscle a little bit, being like, guess what we can afford? This.
But I'm easy, man. Anything with dinosaurs, and I'm on board. I don't care if it's Littlefoot.
I'm not shitting on
Are you a big
that.
Weird Back fan? You said dinosaurs. I'm just saying. Remember, they have like a dance monologue at a parade in the middle of New York City.
No, it's on Disney Plus. Dinosaur came out in 2000.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Oh, nice. I'm gonna have to rewatch it then. No, I did enjoy that movie.
It's really good. And the lead, I still remember the lead character's name, Aladar, and he's got all of his monkey family.
Nice.
I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go into break, that I wanted to touch on one that is definitely something that I love, but it's something that a lot of people don't know actually was based on commercials. Is there's a little film about a famous basketball player that makes friends with a rabbit, and they fight aliens together.
Oh God!
On the court.
Oh God!
Space Jam. That started as a series of commercials for Nike because Michael Jordan was basically bought and sold to Nike
and Looney Tunes. I mean, they've been marketing everything.
Yep.
So
it was a cross promotion thing that they were doing on commercials where it was Looney Tunes and Nike and Michael Jordan, and it became so popular as a commercial series that they decided to develop it into I think it's like an 80-minute like movie.
It's
very short.
watch that fucking movie.
It's still a blast.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The new one fuck that.
Oh yeah, not the new one. But I
And
do
to
like
compare LeBron to Michael, come fuck on, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, I don't think you can do a direct comparison, but as far as like the most current basketball player that is the most elite in the game, I would give LeBron that.
No, I would give him that. But if you could somehow get them at the same age on one-on-one, Michael would fucking destroy him.
Yep.
He would fucking dominate him.
I 100% agree. Because Michael Jordan isn't a human being.
No shit.
Like the things.
Like, I've gone on YouTube and just rewatched some of those Bulls games, and holy fuck,
when they won by
dude.
110 to like 80, and 56 points of that was Michael Jordan alone.
Yes.
the one where he was playing with the fucking flu, and he's on the sideline like 103 degrees, and and he's
he was a
obviously
beast, man.
sick as a dog, but he's still on the court doing it.
And he only scored like 38 points that game.
I know. Even with
mean,
the bad flu. But I love in that movie they take such the piss out of him for his little his baseball career.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, I forgot. I actually forgot about the baseball career. Yeah, that was terrible.
They're making fun of his baseball in the middle of a motion picture.
That had that. Oh, I still listen to that fucking soundtrack. Hit 'em high, hit 'em high, hit 'em high, and you hit 'em low, hit 'em low, hit 'em low. Remember that shit?
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Because it was like, what? That was like whatever popular rappers were out at that point did that song. Some 90s rappers. I forget. I forget who did that.
And of course, they're going to have Bill Murray in it.
Yes.
That made it even better.
That was like that was one of the beginnings of his cameos. It was like Kingpin, Space Jam. Those are the early.
Still just like being Bill Murray the whole time, where like there's something about him where he's winking at the camera when he's not even looking at the camera, where he's like, "All right, guys, no, we really got to get this together," and you're like, he's having so much fun.
Yes.
He's so ready to just fuck around and.
Yeah. How many filmmakers do you think if Bill Murray just walked onto the set while they were filming, they just say, okay, just put it in the movie, whatever he does?
Whatever he does, yeah.
Whatever.
Every filmmaker probably.
Oh,
Yes.
Much.
Yes.
You have Scorsese doing like a hardcore mobster flick. They're like, he's Uncle Steve. And he walks in like, yeah, I had that gun in 1946. It works really well. Anyway, got pasta and just fucking around.
Because as soon as the word gets out that after the first weekend that everyone saw was like, there's a fucking Murray cameo. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
You're going to have like 4 more weekends the same as the first weekend.
Yep.
That's what I need. If there's another season of Mandalorian, I just need one of the Mandalorians to take their helmet off and for it to be fucking Bill Murray.
Yeah.
And just do the Murtaugh thing of like, I'm getting too old for this shit.
That's two things. He hasn't.
Look, I'm a pacifist now. I was like, you're still wearing the armor. I was like, I mean...
I don't want to get sunburned.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a vitamin D deficient, Martin.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's two
the
worlds.
Bill DeLorean. That should be its own series.
Yeah.
That's two worlds he hasn't touched yet. Is Star Wars and Marvel.
I think he just doesn't give a shit.
No, I mean, but it'd be cool, like, if he just has that one cameo, you know? Like,
he needs to be like somebody's dad in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, or uncle.
He doesn't even need a speaking part. He just needs to be like that person that would have been standing behind Stan Lee as he's on the train. Like, if just you saw Bill Murray in the background, that would have been enough for me. I was like, fucking Bill Murray.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
could be like fucking, like somebody's gardener.
Yeah.
And it'd be fine.
Somebody's gardener.
Like, these lilies are great. I've been taking extra care of them for you.
Oh, that'd be a double
I'm
little
circling
callback,
back
though,
to
for
Caddyshack.
for real Bill Murray fans.
no
It's like
shit,
Caddyshack, yeah. Fuck yeah.
Fucking perfect.
Fucking gophers.
So, and then let's take a quick break so you can hear about some of the other shows on the network. And when we come back, we're going to get into all the other shit that has been adapted.
Oh, yeah, we got, oh, boy.
Yeah, it's mostly shit.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
We got a couple other decent ones, but yeah, I think it's mostly shit at this point.
Yeah, I think it's only one good one left.
Yeah. Oh, true. Oh, but yeah, we're going to wax poetic about that one.
Oh, yeah, seriously, that fucking movie.
So stick around.
So
We've
good.
got what we're drinking, drunken scenes, more talk about strange adaptations when we come back. Stick around.
Coming straight from the mouths of madness, I'm Lowdown.
I'm FU Hunter.
Do you love horror?
We fucking do.
So this is a podcast dedicated to all things in cinematic horror. We're talking movies, television, composers, special effects artists. We're going to fucking cover it.
So if you love horror,
Embrace the madness.
My name is Amy Bogard,
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
and we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
We Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at GUIPodcast.com.
In a world of blockbuster movies, there's another dimension.
The dimension of schlock cinema. Join us at Beautiful Disasters on a journey into the fringe territory of B-movie abandon.
We review the flicks that are forgotten or underappreciated to give them a proper place in the annals of celluloid history.
I'm the Groots,
F.U. Hunter.
your guides at Beautiful Disasters. Come along with us for a fun ride. May the schlock be with you.
In a world with too many reboots and remakes,
two men will stop at nothing to make it even worse.
join Like the Hobbit and Tandy as they play by their own rules while pitching new takes on some of your favorite and least favorite films and TV shows. What podcast would dare to bring this upon the world?
This is Smack My Pitch.
Hey guys, Scotty P here with Smash on your left. And we are the Geek Fathers. That's right, bringing all the trials and tribulations of being a geeky parent.
So welcome to our world.
And as always, join us
or cry.
We're back for the second half of Geeks Under the Influence, all things strange adaptations. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, the emoji movie and more on the second half, let's talk about our sponsors. First off and foremost is Amazon.com. If you want a sponsor that's like the Emoji Movie, where it's deeply disappointing, but your kids love it, Amazon.com is the way to go. I don't know. And listen, everybody uses Amazon.com. None of us are happy about it, but if you're going to do it, go through the link at GUIPodcast.com. That way we get some money that you're spending at Amazon. Costs you no more than it normally would by using the link, but we get some of that money that you're spending. So it's a way to take money away from Amazon by giving it to us instead. So if you want to maybe track down some of these movies that we're talking about, especially
they're all on Amazon.
Amazon.com is a thing that exists and we get money from it sometimes to do that or whatever. The one that we really care about is TeePublic. We've got over 40 designs available on TeePublic. And holy shit, there's so many fun designs from our GUI family page. All the different logos for the different shows on the network, inside jokes from all the different shows, just fun designs from panelists and friends of the show. Lorna was nice enough to do some Buckaroo Banzai-inspired themed designs for Beautiful Disasters recently.
I love the design I did for the new koozies, but it'd be nice to bring back the OG koozie logo.
East Coast local?
Yeah, East Coast logo, yeah, for sure.
I have one. Do you still have yours?
I still got one.
I've got one.
Yeah, I got one that doesn't leave the house. I use it like at the house.
That's the thing. I will not take it anywhere. It's a precious commodity at this point.
Yeah.
It's a rare edition. But yeah, we have plenty of designs available on our TeePublic site. They are on sale all the time. So if you go to the site and it's not on sale, wait like 3 days. It'll be on sale. That's the way it goes.
Truth.
T-shirts, buttons, stickers, magnets, laptop bags, baby onesies, all sorts of shit available through tpublic.com. Just go to GUIPodcast.com/store to find the link to TeePublic, or just click on the store link on our homepage and that'll send you right to the site. And good shit. We have seasonal stuff that pops up from time to time, especially during the Halloween season.
Usually the last 3 months of the year. October through the end of the year, we have a Halloween ones normally,
up. But plenty of designs. Check it out. TeePublic, GUIPodcast.com/store for that link to our TeePublic page. And on to the real meat of this show. The thing everybody's waiting for is the reason why the second half ends up being such a garbage fire. We're talking about what we're drinking.
Hey, we're fucking drinking. We're getting drunk. You want to know? Well, here you go. Hey,
we're drinking. We're getting drunk.
Yay.
Oh.
So on this, I have a little tasty beverage. For some, this is definitely.
I enjoy it. It reminds me of a straight Berliner Weiss.
Yeah, this is definitely a. You're gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. The brewery Frucht, passion fruit, and the thematic nature of this is that
all right, you're German on the panel.
Fruit-based stuff. Yeah, fruit-based stuff has been a big push with all the seltzers and stuff that are coming out. A strange adaptation is to have a passion fruit beer. Is a strange adaptation for sure.
Yeah, but it's tasty. I enjoy it.
Well, it's very much a you're gonna love it or hate it thing.
Oh yeah.
Photo Age Berlin style wheat ale with passion fruit, 5.1% by volume. Teru is the company, and this is from Placentia, California.
Wait, so is it French, German, or from California?
Yes.
All
I think the answer is yes.
of the above.
Truly American, the melting pot of passion fruit beers. It's so tart. I don't dislike it. It's one of those things that it's like smelling a marker or gasoline when you're pumping. Is that like it's not good, but you kind of like it for not being good.
Yeah. No, I enjoy it. It's not as sour because it's
close.
Well, I was going to say Berliner Weisses tend to be sour and tart, but they're not like moisture sucking like a sour.
They're not this extreme.
Yeah.
The nose on this is definitely reminiscent of a sour. It's got that sour note, like nose to it.
So like Strange Ways, they have flavored Berliner Weisses, like they have the raspberry and the cherry one or whatever, blah, blah. But if you get just the straight one, it tastes like this.
If you like funky beers, this is definitely in your wheelhouse. And
there's no stank on it.
I think if you like the stinky beers,
like a Goza
or something like that, this is going to be your kind of style.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
I don't dislike this.
No, I enjoy it.
But it's definitely a kind of time and place beer for me. I got to be in the mood for this kind of beer.
This would not be something I just have in the
I'm
fridge.
not going to session this beer.
No. This is it, and I'm drinking Lorna's because I don't like to waste beer.
And Lorna clearly, by the look on her face, has a difference of opinion on this one.
Well, no, it's because I saw, like, I love Berliner Weisses. I really do. And I like, Märzens and Hefeweizens and all those. Those are my favorites. And I got super excited when I saw Berlin style on it. I took one mouthful of it and I immediately went like cotton-mouthed. Like, I was like, no.
The tartness is
like,
strong.
God, no.
Chris, what do you think about this bad boy here?
I have had grapefruits smoother than this. But that being said, it's very complex, and I will enjoy one of these.
Once you get past the sour, it's like there is a lot going on.
Is it grapefruit or passion fruit? It's passion fruit.
Passion fruit.
I was about to say grapefruit. Like there are grapefruit ones out there that I love. Like, have you ever had Stiegels before?
Yeah, but
Stiegels are awesome.
They will pucker your face.
I love those.
Like a straight grapefruit. Yeah,
no, I don't love.
There is an extra can. I didn't pour out all the cans that we had available to us because I realized this was going to be a literal hit or miss for the panel here. So if anybody wants to engage in this a little bit more, there is more.
So we got 3 yeses and 1 hell no.
Yeah. So Chris, you brought a share for us as well.
I'm excited about this too because I love the brewery.
Let's get
not as thematic.
Thank you.
But I grabbed the Abita's Barracuda.
I'm a fan of Abita, so like their pecan ale and their raspberry.
I've never had a bad time with Abita.
Oh man, it's good stuff.
And what kind is, like, what is this? Is it an IPA, a lager? What is it? Do you know?
Tastes like an ale.
Yeah, it's a pretty straight up beer.
Yeah.
Which
it's not nearly as hoppy as I'd expect it to be with the name.
I need to take a couple sips after that's a hard turn for
here's I learned my lesson the first time. I haven't even taken a sip yet. Like I want all the information I can get first.
It's a beer flavored beer.
It's a Mexican beer. It says cerveza. It says a Gulf Coast cerveza on the top right there.
Yes, it does.
So I guess it's their take on a Modelo Gold.
This is very light. Like,
all right, this is better.
This is warm weather.
I like it. Yeah, this is a summer beer. I could see buying a 6-pack of this.
Yes.
Go to the beach because it's not heavy.
This is pool sitting.
Yeah.
Like sitting by the pool, relaxing.
This one doesn't make me upset.
I like it.
There's more of this one as well. If anybody's
that's immensely drinkable.
Yes.
What's the ABV on that? That's probably
like
4s.
Yeah, it's only 5%.
5%.
Not bad.
That's actually more than I thought it would be. That tastes like a 4.
That's what I was saying. I was like 4.
Like Kolsch level, but yeah.
Oh, good Kolsch. Oh my god.
Yeah. But yeah, no, especially as the days are getting warmer.
Yes.
That is good to know. So thank you for that. That is very much a warm weather, delightful, like summertime beverage.
Round the corner.
Yep, it is so close. So close.
Yeah, I don't want summer though. I hate summer.
And speaking of so close, we're going to be talking about some adaptations that got so close to being good, but weren't on this next part. No, actually, we are starting off with 2 adaptations that nailed it
Yes.
that did very well. The first one is one I know Lorna has been chomping at the bit to talk about, and I understand completely because I fucking love it to death. Based on some trading cards that were inspired by 1950s sci-fi Martian movies and stuff. We're talking about Mars Attacks.
Yes.
And that's when a lot of people don't know that that's based on trading cards. You can find the trading cards where they look exactly like the aliens from Mars Attacks. That is a movie that it's not even the Burton contingency that have that hard split. Like, there are Burton fans that don't like Mars Attacks. There are people that don't like Burton but love Mars Attacks. It's its own entity as far as whether you love it or not.
Yeah, it definitely does stand out in the catalog of Burton films. Is like, okay, you're over here. You really don't. You're not like Beetlejuice or
yeah, like in
Corpse
that
Bride or
Corpse Bride or in
core
this
area of him being in prime Burton too, where there's this and then there's the one that nobody likes, which is Planet of the Apes. Like no one likes that one.
Why you got to talk about that, man?
I mean,
why you got to bring that up? We see Mark Wahlberg staring around like, I'm around a bunch of apes.
Looks like we got ourselves an ape.
I just picture that happening, but he's surrounded by apes. It's like, man, it's the apes. Oh man, fucking wide-eyed.
The worst part of Planet of the Apes is when he decided to carve the name of an ape in his. That was Fear. That was Fear. That was a different Mark
Fear.
Wahlberg movie.
I like. Because it was just so over the top.
It's so upsetting. And it's mainly because Mark Wahlberg looks like a dude that is really toxic. Like, like everything about him says, you probably have hit a woman before. Opinion.
Yes, we're not.
Personal opinion.
His character in the movie at that point looked like
not
he probably.
Making any overt statement on the matter.
Well, he did turn What's-Her-Face into dirty girl in that movie.
I mean, he has been known to punch a dude's eyeball out.
Wait, are we talking about Burton or Wahlberg?
Wahlberg.
Okay.
Tim Burton.
I got real confused for a minute.
Is not like he looks like the dude that gets beaten up by Mark Wahlberg.
So Wahlberg has actually admitted. Have you guys ever watched like Graham Norton show?
Yeah, I have watched it.
There's a clip of him on that show, and he actually admit like he goes to like the soccer and baseball and whenever sports games of his kids, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm that angry dad. Like I'm the dad all the other parents are terrified of." I was like, "Yep." I see. Yeah.
I'm just picturing the only reason that Mark Wahlberg got Planet of the Apes is that he just intimidated Tim Burton into hiring him. He's like, "Oh no, there's some apes," and Tim Burton's like, "Thank you." Next, he was like, "No, you're gonna hire me for this shit."
But Wahlberg's like 5'6". He's not like a large man.
Well, neither are a lot of the people that
is he really 5'6"?
Fuck people up in Boston.
5'6", 5'8", something like that. Yeah,
like
he's not
Boston's
tall.
not known for tall bullies.
No.
Oh no, we're the short and stocky bullies.
It's the whole Irish thing,
No,
you know.
It's as wide as it's tall bullies.
No, the tall is not necessarily a trait of the Irish
It's
folk.
just gelatinous cubes of racism and Red Sox fandom.
Fuck,
in Boston.
Fuck your life.
Mars Attacks, on the little hit on that as well, is that like that is another example of there being so much room to figure out a plot.
And from some trading cards.
Is
Fantastic.
that literally you just have inspiration based on the trading cards. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to fit everything into a hard box to figure out like how it works out. And so therefore you end up with Mars Attacks, which is a incredibly fun send up to 1950s sci-fi.
So what Garbage Pail Kids did wrong.
Yeah, that
His trading cards.
Yep. Out of the trading cards movies, yes.
Yeah. They did that. They did very wrong.
I think
very
so.
Wrong.
Yeah. But the other one, we definitely need to talk about that is really good. And
yes.
Lowdown's been looking forward to it all night.
There is no I'm almost borderline upset. I would be more upset if I didn't love this film so much, but there's no fucking justification that a Lego movie should be good.
No. But as soon as you see it and the opening song, you're like, I am fucking in, dude. Everything is awesome. Like
earworm.
Oh, dude. Oh.
Everything is awesome.
It's so good. Everything is good when you're part of a team.
It is so fun. It is so heartwarming. And the fact that it then breaks like its own fourth wall a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it has this incredibly like warm, important moment where this deep moment of like a parent finding some connectivity to their child that they haven't had previously is something that, anybody that has any kind of animosity towards their parents at any point is sitting there like, Lego movie? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes.
Like,
all that.
By.
And I love that they bring it back to where like the villain in like the cartoony, dreamy type sequency thing is the fucking dad of the kid. And that's the same that happened. They did that in Peter Pan. Captain Hook is the same voice as the kid's dad.
Yeah.
And all he did wrong was put the dog outside.
Yep.
Like he's not bad.
Nope.
So, I mean, you get levels of that with Wizard of Oz as well. Not necessarily
Wizard
with
of
the
Oz.
dad, but
That was it. Thank you.
You get like the people that alienate the protagonist are the ones that become the villains in the fantasy world.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is a common trope, but there's a reason for that, is that, you know, especially when talking to kids, which Lego Movie clearly was meant for kids.
Yes, but
all the adults that haven't fully sussed out their daddy and mommy issues are sitting there like, it is a trope, and for a good reason. Is there's a lot of people that are trying to figure out their relationship with their parents.
Well,
and
the thing is about it is that they utilized Legos to tell the story through a kid's interpretation.
Sure.
Like the glue, like that, like how kids, like, because, you know, their brains don't operate like adults are. So like they look at things like this is they focus
firm
on a
rules
thing
as an adult. And,
yeah. And so it just does such a good job of showing that, because kids will fixate on a thing that is the problem. That's why the glue is the thing, you know, like, so well done. So well done.
I think it comes back to why Lego is so fantastic and why Lego has been so prolific ever since it was invented. Basically, it burns down to two trains of thought. You can be completely inventive and do whatever the hell you want, rip it apart, and make something completely different tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or you can have the full sets, and I'm like the idiot that has the $500 giant 4-level Death Star.
Another one that I want to speak to before we get too close to the ending here is Ted Lasso.
So I don't know.
Ted Lasso started where ESPN was doing those in-between breaks during commercial breaks where they would have like a little like skit in between, and they got Sudeikis to come in and play a college football player that started coaching soccer. And he was in there like, or no, I don't think it was even that fleshed out. He was just Ted Lasso, and he was just this like college football guy, and he was just doing the Sudeikis thing and being funny. And it was so funny that it built kind of its own audience. And so when Apple TV started being a thing, they had a meeting about another thing with Apple TV, and they were like, that's a cool idea, but we're not like necessarily into that. What else do you got? And so Sudeikis was like, I mean, we could flesh out the ESPN thing like Ted Lasso, and like, I don't know, maybe like he ends up coaching soccer. And they're like, tell us more. And it was just him kind of like spitballing an idea. And it turned into one of the most heartwarming series that's ever existed.
So not on the heartwarming side, but that actually reminded me of another strange adaptation of a thing that I like just didn't deserve to be as good as it was. Was that FX show The League?
Oh, I fucking love The League.
Like, great. I'm sorry, that show had no business being as good as it was about fucking fantasy football. Are you fucking serious? Like, that is the core premise throughout the entire show.
Jenny, that wife is my fucking hero, and so many things I learned in that show I apply to my life.
Awesome. Fuck yeah. So this is going to be a bit of a hard turn, but my madness side is coming out a little bit, and there's an adaptation of a board game that I want to talk about, and not the first one, because the first one was fucking trash, but the sequel, the Ouija, Origin of Evil, that fucking movie was solid. But that was also Flanagan. If you don't know Flanagan, you gotta like
the first Ouija movie is not great.
It's not good at all.
It's not good at all.
And you don't need to watch the first one to watch the second one either.
That's one of those weird moments where the first movie is bad.
Yeah.
And there's no justification for having a sequel because the first one's so bad, but then the sequel comes out and you're like, oh fuck, that's actually really, really good.
Yeah.
It may have been bad, but it did actually work in the box office, making tons more money.
The first one made more?
Absolutely. Apparently $103 million out of a $8 million budget.
What?
Really?
I think the trailer just spoofed a lot of people. That first one was not good. But this was also during the Conjuring universe time when the first one came out. Like, you had The Conjuring, I think, and The Conjuring 2, and then maybe Annabelle, I think, had come out at that point. So we had, like, it kind of fit into, and then like Flanagan had another film that came out, I think it was like 2 years before that, Oculus, which is really good. Before the sequel, you know, like he had a movie out around the same time as the first Ouija, because he did the second one. He did the one I'm talking about, Origin of Evil. So I think you had this like world of horror that was kind of building that was good films, and people were like, oh, sweet, it's fucking about a Ouija board, sweet, you know, blah, blah. Really, we can go back and talk about adaptation about a board game. We can just go back to the fucking Exorcist. That shit crushed. That was, yeah. I mean, you want to talk about adaptation of a board game?
Yeah.
The fucking Exorcist. There you go.
Oh, and we could go Annabelle. That's just a fucking doll. That's
just a fucking doll. Just a fucking possessed doll.
Well, but it's not like there was an Annabelle doll that was being sold as a possessed doll, and then they adapted it from that.
It was a doll in the house. It was one doll.
But the Exorcist did like she found a Ouija board. You know, there you go.
That's more than just a board game, The Exorcist, and also Annabelle is more than just like a doll. It's not like
it was a Raggedy Ann doll,
it'd be like
right? Child's
Play, where
it was something. It was like one Raggedy Ann doll in this
that's
creepy
the
house.
thing is that the Raggedy Ann doll, and even in the movie, it's not a Raggedy Ann doll. It's this very clearly creepy fucking American.
They made it look
Girls
creepier,
doll. Yeah. It's an American Girls doll, haunted one. Where it's
I think that comes down to also copyright. Like they couldn't
Sure.
actually make
Yeah,
it
yeah.
an American,
Yeah, yeah.
or not American.
You're
Girl.
not
They
ruining
couldn't
our
actually-
brand, you know. Yeah. But no, but the Ouija Origin Evil is a solid sequel. It was fun, and I get like it does rely heavily more on the board game than The Exorcist. Because The Exorcist had the one scene, right, where she's playing with it, right? So yeah.
But I would say, like, the Origin of Evil, it's definitely campy. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's so fucking campy.
Yeah.
But there's points where it has genuine moments of, like, in it that you don't expect from that kind of sequel.
That is one example of using a source material that has no material to
Exactly.
pull from
Yeah.
whatsoever, but
Yeah.
they ended up making something good out of it.
Truth. 100%. Yerp. And I think it's like the only horror one that's on here.
I think so.
Sad face.
Another one of note that we got to point out is Max Headroom.
Ugh, no.
Max Headroom started as a Coca-Cola commercial, and then it became like an actual movie, and I think they even did a series of Max Headroom for a while. That was a thing.
I don't remember enjoying that.
And then also another one that a lot of people don't realize is that Hometown Heroes Martin Agency, as far as advertisers, they did the Cavemen for Geico. The Cavemen commercials became so popular that they actually licensed the Cavemen to be a series, where it was cavemen living in modern day, as trying to work against the stereotypes of cavemen because they were smarter than people thought they were.
Just like the commercial.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they did.
Commercial.
Like, exactly like the commercial.
Which is why it only lasted one season, and I think it actually didn't even. Was it 2 seasons? No.
Oh,
Okay.
I have no idea. I was going to say it must have done really well because I've never heard of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it did not do great for sure.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Great in like 30 to 45 seconds, maybe a minute segments, but I don't see a whole series about that.
Well, that's the problem with sometimes with developing properties based on such a small amount of information, is that sometimes it's a funny joke, but it's not enough to really justify a whole thing. You know?
Oh man, I
And we
forgot
still
about
got
this.
Johnny English.
I gotta shit on this. We talked about G.I. Joe, kinda, but Transformers and oh my god, those.
Yeah, those are definitely we need to mention. Transformers and G.I. Joe were two things that were action figures first.
And cartoons.
He-Man as well.
He-Man, yeah, Masters of the
He-Man
Universe
as well.
Yep.
That they were action figures first, and they got developed in the series. And the cartoons were great.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
absolutely.
All 5 minutes of animation per each episode.
Yeah. The G.I. Joe movie, the He-Man movie.
Oh man,
the Transformers movies.
Dolph Lundgren.
Ugh.
The He-Man movie. Oh boy.
I will even say, as much as I am a anti-Michael Bay person, the first Transformers movie isn't great, but it's not bad. It's
the first one.
The first one.
First one.
After that, there's nothing good about the remaining movies.
Bumblebee.
Oh no, Bumblebee was good, but that was produced by Michael Bay.
That was the girl from Hawkeye.
Yep.
Is the main character, yeah.
Yeah, and also that was a different director that was trying to pull it back and have that like nostalgia.
Oh no, totally. But I'm hope they move forward with that.
No shit.
And not
Bumblebee is super underrated. I really enjoyed
and Heartstring Tugger like a motherfucker.
Oh, totally, absolutely.
Movie is so good.
Yeah.
I'll still go back and watch the '86 animated movie though.
Oh shit, yeah.
That'll ruin your life. That's back when they weren't afraid to like ruin children.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
When Optimus Prime, are you fucking kidding me? You pieces of shit. What, Rodimus? Fuck you. Really? Is that what we're doing? Okay, cool. Great. Awesome. Thanks.
That was back when cartoons didn't, cartoons had balls back then.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely.
I'm sure have you seen the one that's come back up? There's the Spider-Man the old Spider-Man cartoon, and he's like talking to a little girl, and she's like, "Oh, thank you, Peter Parker. I'm so glad I finally get to know who you are." And he's like, "Sure, I'm so glad that you know." And he leaves the window, and it's like a terminal cancer ward for children, and that's the only reason that he told her that he's Peter Parker.
Because he's dying. He's just fucking dying.
You haven't seen this scene?
Is that the 90s?
It's like, not that you're going to tell
Spider-Man?
This is like late 80s Spider-Man cartoons. Early 90s, late 80s.
Yeah, that's the Saturday morning Spider-Man I grew up with. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember that one.
There's a bit where he finally takes off his mask. She's like, "Oh, Peter Parker, thank you so much." He was like, "Of course, Cindy Lou or whatever the fuck your name is." He finally takes his mask off and he leaves the window, and the sign out front says, Children's Cancer Terminal Ward on it.
Wow. Wait, I feel like with that name, you just made like a fucking Dr. Seuss Spider-Man crossover. We had like Spider-Man visits Cindy Lou Who in the cancer ward.
I don't know what children are called. Cindy Lou. I don't know.
Cindy Lou Who, that was from The Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Okay, what I want to mention that's coming out in 2023 as far as adaptations based on stuff, since we're talking about action figures, is that in 2023, they're going to be doing a live action Barbie movie. And Margot Robbie is already signed up to be Barbie. Which, I mean, as far as like modern actresses go, that's not like the worst call in the world.
All right, first off, can you really do Harley and Barbie? And second,
that's true.
Second,
you don't get both.
Exactly. And second, the girl, the actress, not the girl, the actress that's playing Pamela Anderson in the new Pam and Tommy needs to be fucking Barbie, bro.
You know what? Yeah,
she looks like fucking Barbie in that because Pamela Anderson back then looked like fucking Barbie.
Which, if you look at the actress, because clearly there was some additions to her wardrobe to play Pamela Anderson, she does not look like Pamela normally. And on that note, we've got one last little thing.
Oh yeah,
before we get
he
out
wore
of
the
here.
shirt. He wore the shirt.
Oh, nice.
We did.
We need to bring that up. We gotta bring up Dungeons and Dragons.
Do it, Dungeons and fucking Dragons.
He's been on pins and needles all night. Like,
Come
you
on,
bastards
man.
keep picking all these other shit.
He wore the shirt.
Okay, look, I was a huge Thora Birch fan back in the day. After Ghost World, I was a huge fan, and then I know there was some stuff that happened with her parents, and she got like pushed into movies that she didn't want to be in, and there's this whole fucking thing. But like, her is like the Dragon Queen, and I'm like, oh, that's rough, because she's just not acting at all. She's like, and I know she's a decent actress, but she's like, yep, dragons. That's what's up. And then all of a sudden there's Marlon Wayans and company just being the fucking comic relief, like they're R2-D2 and C-3PO, wandering around the fucking fantasy realm of Dungeons and Dragons with Yui Bowl level CGI effects. Holy fucking shit.
That was one of the biggest problems I had with this movie. The practical effects and the set pieces were amazing. And as soon as they put in any kind of CGI, it was like PlayStation 1 level graphics.
So bad.
It was horrible.
The biggest thing I have with it is that Dungeons and Dragons is not something you can cram into a fucking movie. That needs to be a fucking series. What the fuck are you thinking?
Yeah, that's like a 14-hour. That could be a 14-hour whole thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no, you need to make it a series with seasons, episodic. That's Dungeons and Dragons.
They literally did that recently on Amazon Prime. There is a animated series called Vox Machina, which is based off of Critical Role and their gameplay. And they're basically taking out all the rolling of the dice, and they're just voicing the characters that are doing the things that they did in the fucking run. And way better than Dungeons and Dragons. I know, low bar, super fucking low bar. I feel bad that I had to actually say it out loud because of how fucking low that bar is. But yeah, no, it's a fun series. It's stupid. But the thing is, the reality of anybody that played Dungeons and Dragons with Vox Machina is that everybody's an idiot that wants to fuck everything, which is every D&D campaign I've ever been involved in. Like, everybody's like, I don't know, what do we do now? I don't know, drink more and try to fuck stuff. And the DM's just like, I spent 3 days working on this campaign. You're just trying to fuck like you're trying to fuck goblins. I don't know what to do with any of you right now.
That or kill hobos.
So is that Jack's life basically?
That's Jack's life.
That's
Jack's life. So if you do want to do a D&D movie, you do it that way.
But why haven't they tried doing a magic? Because like Pokemon, that's another adaptation that did well in the show.
Oh yeah, that was technically from trading cards.
It was from trading cards.
If I remember correctly,
Did the show come first? The trading cards come first.
I thought the trading cards came first.
I don't know offhand.
I thought
that's definitely out of my wheelhouse. I wouldn't know. I would have to get a Poke expert on here to.
Oh God! Stop!
Yeah, no, let's not do it.
Poke expert.
A Pokemon.
Actually, it was a game before the cards and then the show, and it was only in. At first, it was the game and then the cards only in Japan before it hit American cinema.
Okay.
And then, But no, it's just similar. Like that they were successful with the show, and then they actually made a successful movie out of it.
Yep.
With Ryan Reynolds. But like no one's touched Magic. Where the fuck's that at?
No, as far as I know, they had optioned Magic to be a movie that should be coming out in the next couple of years.
Why was it the movie thing?
But again, that's one of those things that last I heard it was
not gonna fit.
in development. So who knows if it's actually going to happen or not? It's still in that early stage.
See, the problem you get with Dungeons and Dragons and Magic, and they're trying to make it one fucking movie. And we end with fucking an hour and a half, 90-minute film like The Dark Tower, where it's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
One of the
goddamn
hardest genres to nail is fantasy, because you either go too hard and people are like Blarlo Tep from Balthar, and then nobody gives a fuck at all, or it's just like Steve the unicorn, and then people are like, Steve's not a unicorn name. Like, what's a unicorn name? I don't know. Not Steve.
Yeah. Fair.
The balance there, that you got like Your Highness, where they tried to put modern inflection into a fantasy element, and it fucking bombed. But on that, let's get into the last little bit here. We've got a little scene called Making a Drunken Scene.
Making a drunken scene.
So on this note, we have two different movies to choose from that we didn't talk about at too much of length. First one, of course, is Clue, because Clue is, in my opinion, if you're going to do a board game movie, this is the creme de la creme. There is no better movie choice.
It's made it to fucking Broadway.
Yeah, Broadway.
It's made it to Broadway.
It's made it to fucking Broadway. It's such an important film for anybody that's a fan of comedy that you have to respect what they did with such minimal information. So, Clue. So if there's anybody that wants to play Colonel Mustard or Mrs. White in this one, I'm open to people. I will play Colonel Mustard or Mrs. White.
I can play Mrs. White. That's fine.
Okay, you want to play Mrs. White?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play Colonel Mustard. You're Mrs. White. All right. So here we go. Starting with me from Clue from I believe it's 1985. How many husbands have you had?
Mine? Or them other stupid bitches?
Y'all's.
5.
5?
Yeah, just a 5. Husbands should be like Kleenex. Soft, strong, and get the fuck rid of them.
You lure men to their deaths like a spider with flies.
Flies are where men are most vulnerable.
Right.
Because it's true.
Yeah. Seriously, you start talking about pee-pee stuff, I'm like, yay!
Men are not complicated animals by any stretch. Okay, so on that, the next one is something that we haven't talked about at all, is the fact that
Ernest?
The character Ernest,
rest in peace,
that he actually developed. What's it?
Jim Barnes.
Jim Barnes. He developed the character of Ernest for a series of commercials from the Nashville area.
Varney, excuse me.
Or Jim Varney. That's right. Yeah, Jim Varney. Did a series of commercials in the Nashville area as Ernest talking to Vern, who was just a non-existent character.
That's where I got confused. It was like Jim Vern.
Yeah,
Jim Barnes was like Vern. Yeah, Jim Varney.
And it became so popular that he did multiple commercials in the area for different products, and then became so popular that he did like Coca-Cola. He did a bunch of national products as Ernest, and it became so popular that they developed him into his own series of movies because the character was. It's basically like the 1980s versions of Larry the Cable Guy, where Larry the Cable Guy was a radio caricature.
Yeah, but I will take Ernest.
Oh yeah,
all day.
Oh, I'm not saying they're as good.
No, I didn't think you were. I'm just saying if I had to choose between like the modern day version of, I would take Ernest all day.
I just looked it up. I didn't realize he died. Like in my head, I was like, oh, that must have been like.
No, it was the 90s.
It was 2000.
2000.
He died February 2000.
The last thing he did was
in White House, Tennessee.
Last thing he did like big was the Beverly Hillbillies. That was like his last major.
Way too soon.
Way too soon.
He had a couple like there. Like, some Ernest was straight
like
to DVD.
52 years old.
Yeah,
baby.
Yeah.
Talk about making a mark. I mean, anybody that was born at a certain time, the Ernest movies are like beholden to you. I have a couple of them on Blu-ray because like they're something that if you just want to be delighted, and just want to have a good time and like a nostalgic.
When he's got his twin, Ernest goes to jail. Oh, come on, man.
I liked Ernest Goes to Camp was my favorite.
And
no, I was just saying like
Ernest Scared Stupid also.
Oh, dude, Scared Stupid is a great Halloween movie every year.
The one that
you had what's her face as the old lady.
No one brings up Ernest Goes to Africa for good reason.
That was just there's so many things wrong with that movie.
Yeah.
I still look at Milk and think Miak.
Miak, yeah.
Genuine Bulgarian
Miak. Who was the actress in that movie? Eartha Kitt. Fuck.
This is Ernest Goes to Jail. is the choice that's made here, and this is between Ernest P. Worrell and Mean Prison Guard. Imagine like you've been working your ass off in Hollywood to make it, and your one title credit that you get is Mean Prison Guard and Ernest Goes to Jail. That's the big get you get.
That's your get. Yep.
Look, Ma, Mean Prison Guard. So, and we have some narration as well. Who wants to be Ernest and who wants to be Mean Prison Guard?
I'll be the guard.
I will be Ernest then. That's fine.
All right. And I'll narrate. That's fine. So here we go. Ernest and the crew he's with are being forced to go into a jail cell, and Ernest is mistaking the prison he's in for his jury crew, and a guard comes up from behind him and hits him.
I hope you got a good story to tell my boss. After all, I do have a living to earn.
Now look, Nash.
My name is Worrell, Ernest P. Worrell.
Oh, Mr. Funny Man, huh? Yeah, Mr. Funny Man. You'll think funny when you're tapping a tune of 220, son.
Throws him into a cell right next to them.
That is the rudest bailiff I have ever seen in my life.
I like that Southern just comes out at literally the last line that you do.
Oh, it reminds me of Jodie Foster in Elysium, where she just goes through like 20 different fucking accents.
Oh, she does, and she's better than that.
I know.
She's fucking better than that.
That movie is like one of her worst. Like, what are you doing?
All right, well, I'm not going to apologize.
Yeah,
no.
Speaking of better than that, even though you, our listeners, are better than this episode you just listened to, thank you for listening, and hope you rate, review, subscribe, all the things you do with podcasts. Also, I want to make mention, Podchaser for the month of April is doing reviews for good, where every review that you give to any show, not just ours, though, hint, hint, or any of the shows on the GUI network, hint, hint, but any show that exists on Podchaser, 25 cents goes for every review for food relief for refugees in the Ukraine.
Which is amazing.
Nice. That's awesome.
Fantastic. Not only they have corporate sponsors that are matching, so every 25 cents ends up turning into 50, 75 cents.
Yeah, it's all going to just compound at that point, so that's awesome.
Yeah. Slava to Ukraine.
So not only are you going to help shows outside of even the GUI network, your favorite shows, review them, and post your thoughts about those shows. Build their audience by mentioning how much you love those shows, and not only are you helping those podcasts, but you're helping people way more in need of help, which are the refugees from Ukraine. Because you know, yes, podcasters are in need of reviews, not that much in need of reviews.
No, not compared to being bound and gagged on the street. Fuck, dude.
So this is a way for the podcast community to bond together, and for a good cause, and build each other up while building up people that really, really need it. So reviews for good. Just Google it, go to podchaser.com, and that'll have a link to all the info on how to do that. Or just podchaser.com and just put reviews. You don't need to do anything fancy to do that. You don't have to sign up for it or anything. You just log into Podchaser with your account, and then boom, Bob's your uncle.
Mine's Buck, actually.
Buck's your uncle.
Buck's my uncle.
I do have
That's
an
more
Uncle
GUI.
Bob.
Thank you so much for sticking around. for this episode. We'll see you next week for GUI Nights after this one. So I'm Mike the Hobbit. Join us or die.
Shut the fuck up, Hobbit.
Join us or die. Join us or die. Or I will swallow your soul.
GUIPodcast.com.